1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
Yeah, and most people don't really have as much of it as they would like to have. That's the reality.
Well, that includes me.
Well, I think the thing I posted on our WhatsApps said I've done my Christmas shopping and I now declare bankruptcy. So it is a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Right. So we can't talk about money without talking about Bitcoin, because it is the in thing now. Sort of people, especially with Donald Trump and Elon Musk, like you mentioned. Now, I think they're at the forefront of this Bitcoin pioneering, aren't they? So what do you make of Bitcoin? Do you have Bitcoin? Would you invest in Bitcoin?
Well, possibly. I mean, I think it has, like anything else, any other medium of currency, it has its ups and downs in terms of its value. It is generally, once again, a computer entry, but it also does that you can get, by all accounts, you can get Bitcoin. There was a case in the paper a couple of weeks ago where a man took, I'm not sure whether it was his ex-wife, to court. I don't think they were still married, and you'll hear why in a minute. He apparently had Bitcoin in a bag or a satchel or whatever, it was worth about £4.6 million. Right. And she managed to put it in the trash. And it was, and he couldn't believe it. She didn't do it deliberately, I don't think. I don't know enough about that particular story. But and it happened, I think, about a year ago. And a week or two ago, it came to court, I think. And I don't know what the outcome was. Maybe there's not an outcome yet. But basically, he had tracked it through the council to where it would have gone from their rubbish van, their trash van. Yeah. And it was identified as being in one of these great big, either a trash heap or where they bury it. I think it was buried, where a lot of this stuff is buried, in landfills and things like that. And basically, I don't know whether he was suing the council or his ex-wife. Can't remember. But his court case was, he was asking, please dig into that landfill because he wants that cash back, that Bitcoin back. And I have an idea he was refused again. It may have been an appeal he was putting up. Well, he didn't get it first time. So anyway, the point of that is Bitcoin does have I think it's a coin, literally, a coin value.
Right.
And what it does, really, the dealers who deal with Bitcoin, is used to sort of invest in companies, and they use a lot of AI in this, so that sort of millions of possible transactions can be done almost in a blink of an eye. And because of that, it manages to select the most likely stocks in companies which are going to go up, which is what it's all about. You get an increase in value, then you increase the value of your investment. If it's in Bitcoin, so be it. And you sometimes get adverts which they front with famous people, but I'm not sure they're entirely legit, because you'll see one with, can't think, Martin Lewis perhaps or someone, and it seems to be he's advocating the purchase of Bitcoin. Now, maybe I'd be interested to know what he does think about that, because there are some definite positives about buying Bitcoin if you get it at the right time, I guess. But I'm not sure how straightforward those things are. I think it's probably a currency for people with some money, who've got a bit of money anyway. Having said that, you read stories of people who've invested in Bitcoin perhaps a few years ago, and its value has gone through the roof. Yeah. So perhaps you're about to tell me, Cuz, that you invested and you're now a Bitcoin millionaire or something, or zillionaire maybe.
I wish. I wish. I wish. I would retire straight away. No, I don't think I'd retire, because
no, you wouldn't.
I'd be bored. I'd be bored if I retired. But no, I don't have any Bitcoin. And as a matter of fact, I don't actually like the idea of Bitcoin, actually. I don't it's not very secure, and I think that's my excuse, and I'm sticking by it. I mean, I've heard there was one of my when I used to do online gaming on the PlayStations and all that. I used to have a mate that he's still my mate.
The leader of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything customers. And fund the aim of everything customers.
Game when I used to do online gaming on the PlayStations and all that. I used to have a mate that he's still my mate, by the way, but he mistakenly bought part of a Bitcoin, and he was kind of regretting making that decision. Anyway, I think it was 3 years later, the value had gone up, and he got about because he got about 5 times the value of what he paid for it.
Very good.
Yeah, which was a good investment. He wished he'd bought more. But then, as soon as he withdrew it or took some money or sold it or whatever, it went down. And then I have another mate that bought. He invested about £300, and in like 6 months, it went down to like £50.
Wow.
It's £300, sort of shrunk, because obviously the prices fluctuate on it. So I just like to stay. I like where I can. I like to have my feet on the ground.
Yeah. You like your money to be safe, basically.
Yeah, I like my money to be safe. Yeah. So that's my reason. But I wouldn't discourage anyone from taking risk. I've had about 2 mates that actually persuaded me to go into it. They went into it. Their money went up to like £25,000, and now it's gone down to about £20 or something. So I don't know. I don't know. So it's kind of a gray area for me, and I don't have much room in my head to to sort of process it. Because it's money, enter. You got to look after your money.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have that patience. I don't have enough of it anyway to put some away for So that
I suppose
that's
yeah. No, I just going to say, I suppose the best thing to do, it's a bit like going to Vegas. My boy Paul, my son Paul, he goes there every year. Has done for a few years now, and he sets aside an amount to gamble. He loves the casinos there. I was trying to think, over the 10 years or so that he's been doing that, I reckon when he comes back, I say, how much did you lose? And most times he says, well, no, because he keeps a note of what he puts in and all the rest of it. Most times he comes back having made some money. But I think this past year, he went in October, I think he said he was about even, probably a bit underneath. I said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, well, I probably lost about $200, which over the course of his 10 or 12 days was not too bad, really. But I never really ask him how much he starts off with, because I think he sets aside quite a nice sum to gamble with. But yeah, I mean, I might even give that a go when I go there next year. I'll probably want advice from him as to how to develop the poker face and stuff like that. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. I remember reading a few years ago of, I think it was Tiger Woods, the golfer. He apparently gambled away. I'm not saying he lost it all, but he gambled over one weekend about $50 million. And that's a few years ago. And I think this was coming out in a program. It was people who were on the inside and knew what. And I think these mega rich athletes and others do spend about that. They gamble. They gamble millions of dollars, millions of pounds. So yeah, it's an interesting thing. But I think in domestic terms, whether we do the lottery or bet on the horses or whatever, if you know what you're doing, well and good. But I think as long as you have a sum where you say, I write that off, it can go. I'm spending £10 a week on the lottery. If they don't win anything, fine. But you've got a small chance of winning some money. Then I think that's the best way to approach gambling. And of course, that's what they sort of put on all the ads on the TV, don't they? Gamble, be gambling aware and gamble sensibly, sort of thing. So yeah, I wouldn't be against anybody trying Bitcoin, but don't put your house on it. Be sensible and take it as it comes. Especially at Christmas time, we were going to say about Christmas, weren't we?
Right. Good, yeah.
Yeah, sort of nice little segue into Christmas cards there. I hope you noticed that. Pretty good, wasn't it? But yeah, when you think I think Moonpig often advertised that they'll send nice cards for you online or whatever, and also with emails, and you think we can be instantly in touch with people, whether it's our family, friends, other people, whether it's through things like WhatsApp, X, or all these social media platforms as well. You think years ago, it's not that long ago where people didn't have mobile phones. I suppose it's only really in this century where we're probably starting from the early 2000s, where gradually everybody started to get a mobile phone. So we can be in touch. Well, a mobile phone does everything now, doesn't it? But we can be in touch with people, the drop of a hat, really. So that doesn't in itself give you a reason not to send Christmas cards. But sometimes I get the feeling that more people are sort of saying, actually, I don't really want to send cards. I'd rather contribute the money to charity or whatever else. So what do you think? Do you think it's a good thing to keep up sending Christmas cards?
Well, I've never sent a single Christmas card all my life, because obviously religious reasons, because I've been a Jehovah's Witness all my life,
and they don't recognize Christmas, do they? Is that right?
Well, we don't celebrate Christmas,
No,
because when you look at, well, we're not going to delve into that, because then it delves into religion, don't it? So yeah, but I've never actually celebrated a single Christmas all my life. So I've never got a Christmas card, and I've never sent.
I'm surprised. You think somebody would have sent you a Christmas card, wouldn't you?
Well,
who didn't realise you. I mean, if you serious question, not going religious, but if you got one, would you just tear it up, thinking, how dare they send me? No, you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. I would actually thank them for, the thought that went into it. I was just going to say, I get the same reaction when I say I've never been to a dentist. They go, oh, you've never been to a dentist?
You have though, haven't you?
I haven't. I don't
Really?
I don't know what a dentist looks like. Never been in there. Never.
You've had no trouble with your teeth?
No, not a single trouble with my teeth.
Well,
So
you
I've
must
never-
clean them well.
Whoa, it's
That's
not
good.
that. I'm not a fan of sweet things, so I suppose it's
No, so
fair.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do eat sweets, but rarely, like occasionally. Like it might be like once in 6 months. So that's why. Yeah, but just going back to the Christmas thing, yeah. So I've never actually got one, so I've never actually sent one.
No.
I've never had a Christmas gift. I've never sent a Christmas gift. So I don't really know much about Christmas. All I know is it's a time when you get the streets come alive with all these beautiful lights.
Yeah, Christmas trees. Yeah,
Christmas trees and decorations, and the shopping centers are all, and everyone's merry about and busy, and there's lots of traffic. Yeah, so that's all I know about Christmas anyway. So yeah, sorry about
and
that.
to you, Christmas Day is Christmas Day just like any other day there? for you?
It is. So is New Year's Day. It's just like any other day for me. So I just carry on doing what I'm doing. Yeah, never missed it.
No.
But I don't criticize it. I do not criticize it. So I just, I just let people get on with what makes them happy. Because,
Yeah.
there's too much negativity in the world. If somebody decides to be happy for 5 minutes or a day,
Yeah, that's right.
forward to
Why
a day,
not?
yeah, why not? Yeah. So I don't knock it. Right. This is all we've got time for. Do you want to do the conclusion, please?
Yeah, okay. Well, that was two subjects really. Christmas, touched on Christmas and Christmas cards. Didn't really get into the Christmas cards, but maybe another time. And of course, money, a discussion, thoughts about money. Hope you found it a little bit interesting. Anyway, I've been Trevor Gear and he calls me Bruv.
And I've been Emmy Hikins and he calls me Cuz. And you've been listening and watching the Alien Spaceship. Join us again next time. It's a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything cast us and fund the aim of